Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you so much for joining us
Yes,
again
sir.
today. And if it's your first time, thank you so much for coming through and listening to what we have to say today, man. So, let me introduce myself.
Absolutely.
My name is Matt, and I'm here with my co-host.
My name is Rod, and this is the Friends Podcast. Make sure you check us out everywhere. We're streaming on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our socials at the Friends Pod.
Yes, sir. Check us out, man. Go ahead and engage with us. Like our post, comment, share with everybody that you can, man. Let them know that we're here. So yeah, I guess let's get into it how we usually do. What's going on with you this week, Rod?
This week I've been getting ready to go to freaking Houston, Texas, make a big change. So I hate moving. So gathering everything up in boxes, and I always wait till the last second. I don't know if anybody else does that.
Hell yeah. I feel like I work better under pressure though, so I feel like that's why I kind of
Right.
wait to the last minute. So you
It's like
feel
a
like,
freaking test.
yeah,
I'll wait to study until like the last couple days and then just really just go hard.
yep, cramming.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I do it with moving. I'm
So
like, all right, I gotta get up out of here.
so how many percent you feel like you're ready? Like, what you at 50, 80?
No, I'm at 0.
You at 0?
I ain't start.
This nigga, man. It's gonna be a long weekend for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going on with you this week, Maurice?
Yeah, I'm actually in the process of moving too. I just bought a house,
Okay.
and I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to. Well, I've been like trying to move before I come to New York for work.
My bad. And I didn't even introduce our guest today. So we got a special guest in the building. We got Maurice, man. I guess you want to tell the people, if you want to give them a rundown of who you are, I guess, of course you are a friend, but if you want to say
Yeah,
something
yeah,
additional.
yeah. I guess professionally, I'm a software developer. Have my own business, writing software for companies. Have some pretty major clients, so I'm pretty successful in that space.
Yeah, man, super dope. So, we got Maurice in here so we can have some cool conversations, some dope conversations. So I guess, should we intro with the first topic then?
Well, how's your week going? You didn't even get into it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Shit, man. Ain't shit really going on with me. I just been so sleep deprived. I've been waking up like in the middle of the night, like every day this week. So I'm just trying to get my mind right and kind of get back into a good mental space. Cause right now, cause
You've
when
been
you sleep,
stressed.
it's not even that. I don't understand why I've been waking up so early. But when you sleep deprived, you kind of like, you can't, your mind not thinking all the way 100, as it should. So I'm just trying to get my mind back right and, so kind of focus on that. But I guess with that being said, we can go ahead and get into this first topic that we kind of want to talk about today.
Yep.
Man, I don't even want to talk about this dude, man. This guy, man. Kanye West, man. Kanye. What are you doing?
It's yay now.
Man, fuck, I'm not calling him what he wanted to be called. The way he acting, like I'm calling him Kanye. But I guess if y'all don't know, I'm sure everybody, doesn't live under a rock, but he's been quote unquote canceled for saying some anti-Semitic things. He went to what was a Paris Fashion Week and he wore that White Lives Matter T-shirt. And just went on Tucker Carlson on Fox News and he was saying anti-Semitic things as well on there and just some crazy shit. So a lot going on with Kanye. He's in the news cycle a lot these days. So I guess does anybody have any thoughts? Like what? Let me say this: like, if you guys feel like he's done anything egregious recently, like, what do you feel like is the most crazy thing that he's been doing?
So what were you phrasing the question again? I guess like I'm.
No,
What'd
I'm
you
just
ask?
saying, like, what is so like out of all the shit that he's been doing lately, like, what do you feel like is the most egregious thing? Where it's like, damn, this nigga's wilding.
Um. Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, you gotta ask the question. I mean, do you believe he's wilding or what he's saying is right? And I don't feel like he's wrong in his statements in particular. So the first thing was to me I saw was the White Lives Matter shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like I believe his comments saying the Black Lives Matter is a scam. Like I believe the organization is kind of a scam, and but the Black Lives Matter what it means like getting abused by the police and this system that doesn't tend to work out for black individuals. So I feel like the movement's there and the purpose behind the message. But the organization itself, you already see all these stories about um, people kind of cashing out, going quiet. Families are speaking out, saying they're not helping us with the money, or so it just kind of seems like it was a big scam at the end of the day. Um, so like I do believe he's wrong because he doesn't put enough context behind what he says.
Right.
If he was to like explain himself better, like in terms of the way like I said it, with like why did you say it? But him just putting White Lives Matter is like, but it's just like he's trying to garner attention. I mean, he's a celebrity, so that's what you're supposed to do, and to get everybody talking, that's what he's supposed to do. So I think what he aimed to do, he succeeded in.
I guess he did. I don't know. I don't think he succeeded if he didn't get his real message out there. He just put some shit on and then kind of just let the shit rock. Like he didn't really, like you said, he didn't really explain what he meant. Well, he kind of went into it a little bit on Tucker Carlson on Fox News, but like still, I feel like the point wasn't really there to me. I don't know.
What was his point?
So, well, first, what he was saying on there when he was speaking about it, he said his pops had texted him and he said like, "Oh, you crazy for wearing that shirt. You just stating the obvious." That's what his pop said, and then so like he kind of Kanye. I can't remember exactly what he was trying to say, but
It is pretty obvious though. It's like white lives do matter.
exactly. You know what I mean? And but I think what you said though, like when you said that, he was talking about the organization, like that was his point of the whole thing. But I feel like that wasn't really the message wasn't got out there by just wearing the t-shirt, because he could have just tweeted. The nigga tweet every day.
Yeah, that's
what I
because
mean?
it's making fun of like Black Lives Matter, and like that's the thing. There's a lot of feelings, and people have families and things that connected to it, in a sense.
No, that's true.
Black people are connected to it. Like we're the people that actually are oppressed, so we're saying Black Lives Matter. White people aren't oppressed by cops and things in general,
And the systems and all that shit.
exactly. That's why wearing a White Lives Matter, like it doesn't make sense to try to compare the two, because there's actually like a serious message of things that are going wrong. It's like obviously white lives matter. Like, that's the obvious. Asian lives matter, or Mexican lives matter, whatever. Like obviously those lives matter, but that's not the point. And that be getting missed a lot in just the phrase.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Maurice, do you even care about, like, how much do you even pay attention to, like, current events and just news and shit like that?
A little bit. Like I'm a little bit aware of the Kanye situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of agree with Rod. Like I just really dislike how he just says something and doesn't really explain. There's no discourse or back and forth, and it allows people to kind of make their own narratives. And I think that's like the real issue, because you get a lot of toxic people coming in with their own, what they want it to be, and it might not really be that. And it just kind of creates this really bad space of people just being like angry or perpetuating like some like racist stuff. Like it's just, and that's my problem with it, a lot of it.
Right, and that's what I was telling Rod the other day too. Like, yeah, okay, Kanye, maybe he was trying to be funny, or he was trying to like put some type of point out there, but at the same time, people will take it and run with it and be like, "Oh, Kanye said it, so it's true." You know what I mean? So yeah, people will take it and feed their narrative, however they want to feed it. And then
Exactly.
yeah,
Like it's just gonna be whatever you wanted to make it. It's just like looking at a Virgil gear. He just had words on it. It's like obviously it's a shoe, it's a shirt, but you can make the art what you want it to be. Well, he was a genius.
For sure, for sure. And then I guess I guess we can kind of speak a little bit on the anti-Semitic shit. Which we already seen, Nick Cannon, they got Nick Cannon the fuck out of here.
That's exactly who I think of, and I think that's what Kanye was going for.
You think so?
Like I feel like he was. It almost seems like Kanye is trying to become less famous to me. Like he's doing like everything to like piss people off, and it just seems like he's just trying to say, all right, like I'm trying to get so many people mad at me. Like I'm trying to lower my fame. Like I want to be able to go out again and about and like
No, but
I
I
don't know.
disagree with you though. Let me tell you why I disagree. Because if he wanted to be less famous, stop tweeting. Stop talking to us. Like we don't need to hear everything you need that you're saying. I feel like I don't know what his real agenda is on his personal journey or whatever, but I feel like if he was trying to be, out of the public eye, then stay out of the public eye. I feel like what he's doing right now is making him trying to be the most hated person, like by saying crazy shit. But at the same time, people are kind of rocking with, some of the things that he say. So
Do
I don't
you
know.
believe what he's saying? The anti-Semitic. He was pretty much saying black people are the original Jews,
I don't know.
and
That's been a thing. Like people have been saying that shit for years and years and years. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't have the knowledge on where that idea and that notion comes from. So I can't even say like if I agree or disagree. I'm kind of neutral on it, but I don't. What I've heard is just like I don't know if it's trying to erase Jewish people or I don't know what that sentiment is even about. But do you believe it? Like,
do,
is there any standpoint to that?
do you know anything about this, Maurice? Like black people being the original Jewish people?
Nah, not really. I just only heard people talk about it.
Yeah, you should have looked that up. I don't know. Like, I've always heard that as well. Um, so I don't know if there's any actual truth behind it because I haven't looked it up. But what I do want to say though, like when you start messing with that community, like a lot of backlash. Like I've been seeing people on the TV crying and people inviting him to Holocaust museums, trying to educate him. Um, Chase
Wow.
Morgan Bank
Yeah.
cutting ties with them. It just seems like when you talk about that community, the world just goes up in flames.
You know what I hate
But
though?
he
Go
been
ahead.
talking about the black community like just going crazy, like for the past week. Like he
Thank you.
ain't no banks, ain't nobody cut him off, businesses cut him off. Like he been going crazy about the black community, just going in.
Thank you. And
Like
that's exactly what I was gonna say. My bad to cut you off, but I'm really mad about this because why? And I understand, Jewish people have been through a lot with the Holocaust and with different discriminations and things like that. And I don't have anything against them, but
I
I
definitely
just
feel a little way because it's like I'm part Anunnaki Jew,
you can't even
so
say the shit right. You're not that. You can't even say the shit. That's funny though. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like the shit is just it's just like why doesn't anybody go to bat for us? Like, the reason that comes to mind is like we don't really have ownership of a lot of these corporations that could even make a difference. Like JP Morgan Chase, that's a big bank. For them to close his account is just like damn, like that's power. But we don't really have a lot of like power in that sense to be like, oh, somebody say shit about us, okay, we about to shut the soul food spot down. Like what is that gonna do? You know what I mean?
yeah. And that's the thing. Like this guy put so much power in Kanye's words, and then he already said he doesn't read books or anything.
Right.
It's just like he's just talking. Like he don't know for sure, unless someone tells him, or like he went through it himself.
Right. And that's the people that you should not listen to. Like so really this whole conversation is just really us talking about somebody that don't know shit. So it sounds like we don't know shit because we talking about somebody that don't know a damn thing. Only what they've been told. So it's like I don't know. It's just I do wish that like you
He
said,
talking like a nigga.
yeah. I mean, but I do wish that like you said, he really is trying to like not be in the public eye anymore and we don't hear from Kanye for like 35 years. until he's on his deathbed or some shit like that. Like that would be the best thing.
Yeah, because he don't want to just take the Andre 3000 route.
No.
Like just go completely just silent. Be like, when you say you done, you really done.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that was Andre 3000.
And I don't want to diagnose him, but I think we all can kind of deduce the fact that I think Kanye is a bit of a narcissist. So of course he gonna want attention.
I ain't gonna put that term on him, because I'm not a doctor, but
right,
he is a person who likes himself a lot,
for sure,
and thinks like his opinion on clothes is gonna change the world. I still don't get the correlation and why it's so important.
I don't get it. I mean, maybe because they're affordable and everybody can wear fresh, fly shit. I don't know.
Like people got clothes though. Like, why do we need your clothes? Like at the end of the day, like as long as you wearing something, you good.
Yeah, Old Navy is still open for the low. Like Kohl's is still open. Like people can get cheap clothes.
Exactly.
So if you're not gonna make it fly, like I don't know what his Gap shit looks like. I seen that blue jacket, that big blue jacket, but
it's probably plain.
Probably that's
It's
their
cheap.
specialty. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we can get off of that. Like this is, like I said, I don't even want to talk about this guy anymore. I feel like everybody already talking about him. Number one. Number two is just like you said, that nigga don't even read books. So it's like, what do we even talk about at this point? So
right,
we can go ahead and get into the next topic here. So go ahead and intro that.
For sure. So this next topic we got here is discussing transition from college years to adulthood. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit before, growing up, and kind of our thoughts and lessons from like our youth. But this time we got Maurice on, and I want him to kind of talk about going from those younger years, particularly your college years, and after graduating college.
Yeah. So I had a pretty unique college experience. So from sophomore year to graduation, I was basically an intern the whole time at a pretty large company. So I had like a full-time job for the most part. So for me, it was kind of like by the time I graduated, I already felt pretty adult. Like I was already contributing to my 401k. I was already saving money. I was paying for most of my college out of pocket. So I came out with like very little debt. Yeah, I know that's not like the standard for most people.
Talk about a little bit before then.
Yeah, so before then, I was like when I came into college my first year, I was pretty much on a mission. Like, I was more focused on trying to figure out how to get a job more so than focus on getting good grades. So I was like always at the career centers, the job fairs, all stuff like that. Networking. Just because like my mom, she had like really bad debt, so I didn't want to get caught up in that.
Let me ask you this though. I don't know if I ever asked you this before. Did you always know that you wanted to do like, or when did you know that you wanted to do like software engineering and like kind of get into that space?
Yeah, it was, I think probably when I was like 13. I knew I had like three picks of what I wanted to be. It was either an architect or like city planner, software engineer, and I want to say something to do with cars, like mechanic or like car designer or something like that.
You chose this in high school or middle school, or when did you know?
I want to say like freshman year of high school. I was like, yeah, I want to be software because I learned how to program and I just kind of fell in love with it.
Let me throw a curveball in here because you said something about city planning / architecture. I kind of pay attention to like a little bit about how like American cities are set up and kind of like that. Like, do you have a vision of like, or how, let me ask you this first, like, when you go to all of these cities around America, like, do you feel like they could be set up better, or do you feel like the infrastructure right now is like already like in a good spot?
No, the infrastructure is terrible. They definitely can be set up better. Um, from what I know a lot of American cities are like very car centric,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on who you talk to, that's a good thing. I personally don't think it's a very good thing, just because a lot of people can't afford cars, and a lot of people don't really need cars. I don't think.
Yeah. Like single people probably don't even need cars for real. Like if you're single, or if you just have if you're childless, you probably don't really need a car, unless you're in a city or a suburb where it's like, oh, you have to. There's no bus system, there's no rail system. Like you have to. And I think that's where the issue lies. Where it's like a lot of these cities, all these suburbs, like it's just in the middle of nowhere, cookie cutter houses. You got to drive everywhere, 15 minutes to like all that type of shit. So, but when you go to Europe, like some of those cities are set up like you can bike, you can walk, you can catch the train. Even crossing the street is even better. Like you don't got to walk on those roads where it's like 4-lane highways. Like,
Yeah, it's
um,
just that hostility to pedestrians. It's really weird in America.
yeah, most definitely. But okay, so let's get back into like transitioning. So it seems like it was pretty easy for you to like, because you like you said you already had like an opportunity where you were working in school, so you already had that like down pat. Like, so was it pretty easy just to graduate and get into your own thing?
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I think the hardest part was adjusting to everyone, all of my peers, socially. Because like when I became single at like 23, I had to go back into like the dating pool, and I was already working since I was like 18, 19.
Hmm.
So I was just like in a completely different mental space,
Right,
and that
especially
was
at
just
23.
yeah, and that was like that was the roughest part for me.
I mean, you talked about being single at 23. Was it important to you to find someone in marriage or kids, or were you fine with just being single?
I was fine with being single because I was still figuring myself out at the time. I'm still am now, but yeah, I wasn't trying to get married at all.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, talk about those experiences though, like dealing with different girls out here, women that are your age, but it seemed like, damn, like you're not even on my was that what it was? Like you're not on my level intellectually? Was it just like just
Not levels, but just like I think the way we communicated, because
mm,
like I tended to be like a very direct person. Um, like I would
You're
just be like,
talking
yeah,
about
this
with
is
people you date,
yeah.
particularly. Okay.
I mean, even like just casual friends too, and it's also why like I didn't realize I just hang with older people now, people older than me,
mm-hmm.
just because of that.
Hmm.
But yeah, just stuff like when I would when I was dating, I was like never really available just because I was busy working and just doing stuff, and that was like always caused problems. Like, oh, you need to text me. I'm like, I don't.
Right.
Like,
That's the thing about being an adult. You have less time to just kind of fuck around and hang out. It seems like you got things to do, and that's something that the younger people typically don't realize yet until they jump into the workforce and realize like, hey, I'm working 50, 60 hours a week. Like that's something that age gap is would seem like it'll be a problem. Like someone who's more immature and say, "Hey, I'm just trying to hang out and go to brunches and blah blah blah" with someone with a job and responsibility.
Right. And then it just comes with the time and with the age and with where we are in life. Like we just gotta do what we gotta do at this point. But I want to touch on something Maurice said, like texting. Like for somebody to expect you to be like, no, you have to text me, or like you have to talk to me like every day, or you have to, do things like that. Like that's one of the most frustrating things, just because me personally, I hate being on the phone. Like if I could just talk to somebody in person all day, every day, that's how I would be. Like, do y'all feel the same way? Do y'all hate to like communicate, via the phone?
I'm with you on the texting. I hate texting, but I feel like someone could just pick up a phone and just call right quick for like 5-10 minutes. Um, like every once in a while, it's not too big of a deal.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
Like, but yeah, I feel like this generation, or just typically, it's just everybody wants to text, emojis, and if you're not messaging like back and forth all day, it kind of sets off like, oh, you don't really care or something. It seems like, and I feel like that's kind of the problem with it.
I hate to be this guy, but like, what did people do like before texting was a thing? I hate that make me sound old as hell, but like relationships worked before. Like I'm not even talking about romantic relationships. Like things worked before without texting. So it's like, why why
Exactly.
why is it that people expect that, the instant, like, oh, you have to send me a message right back, and we have to text all day, and memes, emoji, like, why is that?
I feel like that's the worst part of dating, really, is that right there
Mm,
for me. Like that consistent texting. It's just a waste of time. It's like all that small talk.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm kind of with you, like in the sense, it's like I'd rather just get together, come up with some plans, be like, oh, let's go do something. Like instead of just sitting there testing. I'm like, at the end of the day, like this is just, I guess I don't really see that purpose in it. All of that. Like if you
yeah.
want to text, if you can text me all day, just come through.
Or just, I
In a
mean,
sense.
to me, texting is for like, okay, pick up pick up a steak on the way, some steak and potatoes on the way, or some shit. Like, it's for like shit like that, or like making plans. Like, oh, meet me at, To me, it's not like a place to have long form conversation. Just like tweets. Like tweets are not for conversations. It's for like funny shit, cool shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
We kind of got derailed here. So I guess, Rod, do you want to speak on like like
Yeah.
your transition?
Um. So I mean, we already kind of spoke about it on our past episode, so people can go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel pretty similar to what I said before. You just learn a lot of lessons growing up, and you just got to move with the times and learning just to be flexible. Like I feel like that's the biggest thing that I learned transitioning, becoming flexible and making do with your resources and trying to network as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Those things like are the most important things and lessons that I learned so far. What about you?
I don't know. I think it's been. I don't know. I think it's been kind of tough, just because the only way I would say that, like, I feel like professionally is cool, like, but the only aspect that I say, like, it may be tough, kind of like Maurice was saying, is socially, but for a different reason. I just feel like it's hard to find people to relate to. Like, if it's not already your college people, or just people that you already knew, like, it's kind of hard to find, for me specifically, to find people to relate to, and to want to kick it with, and want to talk to, and kind of stuff like that. And when you meet people, it's either gonna be at work, meet somebody at a bar, if you're doing some extracurricular, like, oh, I do an improv show every Friday, so I'm about to go pull up at the improv show and meet people. Or
Yeah, that's the thing for sure. Like meeting new people, because me personally, I have like what you were saying, like at bars, like you just like watching a game or something, and sometimes dudes be like, "Yo, what's up?" or whatever, and or talk about the score or whatever the game.
mm-hmm.
Like sometimes like do you feel weird like transitioning like getting numbers is like an insecurity or something or
Me personally, nah, not really. I mean, I feel like I just don't need nobody's phone number. Like, I'm not really about to kick it with you for real. Like, it could be a cool conversation. I feel like, if it's at the bar, okay, we could talk here. We probably never talk again. That's fine. You know what? But something around that though is like, I'm realizing lately I'm not really a friendly person like that. I don't think I'm a friendly person. Somebody so you talk about like, oh, you gonna get that person's number and follow up? Like, nah, I'm not really friendly like that. But I feel like for people to get close to me, they got to understand like I'm a
that's
hard
the
egg
thing
to
is like
crack.
I definitely like I forgot like we traded numbers and stuff like that, and then they'll hit me up like the next day or whatever, like, hey, you trying to go do something like that, and like I just don't respond.
Yeah, like who are you, bro? I don't even know who you is.
Exactly, like I just be like, it's just really no answer ever again.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it ain't nothing against him. I don't know. It just be like it just depends. I don't know. I don't know
Cause
why I do that.
it's like that conversation was cool, Like, yeah, we exchanged numbers, but if I don't really need anything from you, like, oh, like if I knew I was working on a project and it was like, oh, he got the supplies, I can, text him and we can start a relationship to get some money or some shit like that. That's different. But just to kick it, like,
I don't know. I feel like it's just something about being older. Like you just don't really. You're not really trying to get a lot more friends when you get older. Like I feel like that's more of like a young thing. Like oh, I want just a whole bunch of friends.
I ain't gonna lie, I would
I
I
don't
would
know.
love to have like 100, 200 friends that I could just, lean on and kick it with. But like I said, I'm not a friendly person.
You would like
But
to have 100, like that many
I
people.
would love to have a lot of friends just to hang out with and kick it and do different things. Cause I feel like that's
Where
one
you
of the
gonna fit the time to like talk to 100 to 200 people?
that's a good
Like,
question. I just said like really nurture those relationships. Like that's a good question. But I think one of the beautiful things about life is like learning from other people and just kind of getting energy from other people. So it's like to be able to like exchange ideas with somebody like 100 different people that have 100 different perspectives, 200 different perspectives. Like that would be a good thing, but it's
yeah.
not happening.
What do you think about it, Maurice?
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to have a small group of friends. I'm not super friendly either. Uh, but yeah, I can't manage more than like 10 people. I don't think 10 relationships.
What goes into that though? Like when you talk about managing like your friendships and relationships, is it like, oh, you got to talk every day, every month? Do you always have to like meet up with people, like maybe monthly or some shit like that?
Nah, for me, it's more just like how much I think about them and including like interactions and stuff. Because there are some friends that like we might talk like once a year just because we both so busy. But
Hmm.
like it might be like one of my closest friends because when we do talk, it's always like really into the weeds about our lives and stuff.
Right, right, right. I got friends like that too, where it's just like I ain't seen them in so long, but we just click as soon as we get back together because it's just like
Yeah,
that's just
exactly.
how we are. And I think that's okay. That's adulthood. That's just kind of how it is. But I don't know. That's so. Like I said, that's really the most toughest part to me is just kind of the social aspect, trying not to be socially how I am. I don't know. And I think especially with just me living by myself and not really having a lot of interaction outside of that, like it just made me even more of a hermit. And I think that's
Do you like that, like living by yourself rather than
oh,
living with people?
hell yeah, I like it, but I don't like what comes with it. I don't
So,
like. Go
living
ahead.
with a girlfriend or something like that, your
Hmm.
significant other. What do you like better? Like I feel like dudes don't talk about that enough. Like,
Yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day too, because it's some people that's in relationships like that have whole marriages, but they live in separate houses. And I was thinking like, how could that? I wonder if that could work.
I be thinking about that too. I'll be like, you know what? That could work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, I kind of want that too. Like, I talk
Yeah.
about that with my girlfriend a lot. Like, we should just buy houses next door to each other.
Next door, you don't think that's too close though?
Nah, it's mostly just we just need our own space. Like in the house that I just bought and she's moving into, she has like her own room that I can't do anything in that room. It's just for her.
Right,
And I
right.
have a room like that for myself.
I think that's necessary though, because I feel like you know, y'all two different people. Like, of course, y'all becoming one, you know, in a sense, but at the same time, people need their space and they need their like time to do shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Time to do shit. Time for to get away from her and her to get away from me. Like it's important, I think.
You need that, but I mean, some people are different though. Some people are like super extroverted, and they need people to be like there every day, all day. They need people to text them all day.
Yeah, they need warmth. They need someone to hold them, cuddle,
Yeah,
100% of the time, never
yeah,
letting you go.
yeah. That shit. That's stage 5 clinker right there. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I rock with that though. But
You don't like love? You don't like that?
of course. But every day, I don't need that every day. I don't need that shit every day. To be honest, that's me though. You know. But yeah. That so to answer your question, yeah, I think it's an interesting idea of trying to maybe get like Maurice said, like a house next door, or even on the other side of the country. You know, I don't know about that long distance shit though. That's a whole nother topic. But,
That's really kind of like my situation now, and I've been in it so long. It's kind of like you just get used to it. Like I don't like I like having two different places like I can go to, and like I feel like it's just less stress if you don't like have to like, because you're both like still focusing on yourselves in a sense. Like when you have your own space, you can really focus on yourself and like work on yourself. So I feel like that's like really the most important. Is like your self improvement.
right, and it is a lifelong process of trying to like really continue to find yourself in new ages. Like when you turn 30, 40, 50, like you got to find yourself.
Yeah, and it's also like you're thinking about it. Well, the way I think about it, you gotta figure out different ways to communicate. Like not being always on top of each other. Like you gotta really like love someone to for them not to be always around you and you still keep the relationship strong. Like
Man, yeah. Nah, I'm a different type of nigga though. I'm irritable too, so like people would piss me off like within 0.5 seconds. So it's just like that'll be a month of detention for them. Like I you know what I mean? I shut them out for like for a period of time. So like
yeah,
yeah,
smack them real quick.
nah, we don't do that. We don't do that. No, we don't. We definitely don't advocate for that over here. Um, but yeah, so I think that to wrap this conversation up, I think it's been kind of for the most part smooth of us transitioning into adulthood. I guess I don't know. Sometimes I don't even be feeling like an adult, until those bills come. To be honest, but
Yeah, the bills, pain. Like my
man,
knee just be hurting. Like
man,
sometimes.
I'm telling you, my knees, my back, crazy.
Like I just be going to the chiropractor. Like
Oh,
I
you
didn't
got
even know
one,
what a chiropractor was. Like growing up.
bruh?
Like I didn't learn that to the college years.
Hell yeah, yeah. One of my homeboys, he's a chiropractor in California. He gave me an adjustment one time, life
Man,
changing.
that should be like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
That shit is real quick. But
yeah.
kind of going back to the college years and things like that.
hmm
I want to ask a question to Maurice. Was there ever like wild parties or times that you remember in college that stuck out?
Oh no, I was very straight edge in college. Like I just worked, studied, and slept.
Why is that? Is it because you were just so focused, or that just wasn't your like vibe at the time?
I was just focused. I didn't really start partying until after college. Cause like yeah, my life was basically I would do some classes before 8 a.m. After 8 a.m., go to work a 9 to 5, and then do some classes after, and then
God
study.
damn.
So yeah, I was grinding it out.
I definitely party. like more after college too. Like I was kind of like that. But we definitely had times in college for sure. But I party for sure more after.
No, I was more college party. I don't really drink like that no more, personally. But goddamn. So I guess do we want to get into drinking stories or anything like that?
Yeah, it could be drinking, smoking stories, whatever.
I don't know. I feel like smoking story is not interesting though. Like you just be high.
It depends. It
You got
depends.
some dope smoking stories like unless you smoke with Snoop Dogg, it's just like what's the you were just high, like
Yeah, but sometimes like if you ever did a dab, that's different. Like my experiences with dabs are just a different type of high. Like I'm blow. Like I went to class and I was just like after doing a couple dabs, like I don't know what I was thinking. Like I was literally melting in the seat. Like, like I read the weed. Like I could tell because like everybody was just like it was like one of them study halls, and everybody was just looking at me. And I knew my eyes were just like I don't know. I knew they was looking at me, and I was looking at them, and I just sat in the back, and like I just was like, man, I gotta go. Like,
why did you even go in the first place though?
No, because like it was fine back in college days. Like I used to smoke before class, but like just I don't know. It's just something that I did. Like it just eases my nerves or whatever. But yeah, just doing a dab though. I just thought like, oh, I smoke all the time. Like I can do a dab and just go to class, and that was a mistake.
No, sir, you cannot. Yeah, that shit is. I don't know why you did that shit.
No, I didn't learn a damn thing.
You ain't hear nothing. You ain't see nothing. You were just there. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I guess those could be the dab stories could be crazy, but damn. I mean, I definitely did dabs a couple times, but I really don't remember the experiences. I probably wasn't doing shit, to be honest. But drinking stories, I got a lot of those. A lot of those
Get
for
into
sure.
one.
Man, I'm trying to even think. Like, I got this one that I always tell, where me and the homeboy Josh went up to Central Michigan, for y'all that don't know. So we went up to Central. There was a DJ named Blue, and Blue was DJing at this spot, like some random ass spot. Making a
Oh
long story
yeah, he was
short,
big in college.
yeah, he was.
Oh, DJ Blue, about to do the set there.
I'm
Oh, we
telling
rolling
you.
through.
He was definitely one of the ones. So making a long story short, like, so he was DJing. We knew the DJ, so we brought a bottle in. We was in that motherfucker. So we brought a bottle of Bombay. We was turned the fuck up. So it was good. Everything was going good though. Everything was cool. Like, it was girls in there. We was in the crowd, doing our thing. All that shit. But then
Yep,
some
twerk,
shit.
twerk.
Yeah,
Left cheek, right
exactly.
cheek.
Cause a blue party, he gonna put that shit on. He gonna definitely put some shit on that made the girls, do what they do. But like, it'd be moments. I don't know. I'm sure y'all probably had this moment before where shit just changed. Like, you'd be drunk, but then shit just like it's just a hard left.
Y'all thought I was finished?
Like, so it hit a hard left for me. So I ended up in the corner in a pool of my puke and things of that nature. So I was just sitting there in the corner, and then next thing I remember is
Of
Josh
the
just
party?
came up. Yeah, I was in the party. It was right there.
Like the
It was
music was going on and you just in the corner just like
oh God, like I was sitting on the floor and everything. I was just in that bitch slump in my throw up, in the pool of my throw up. I don't know how long I was there, but I remember Josh was like, "Yo, come on, we gotta go, and I'm like, What? Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So we left, right? Okay. Get to the car. Thank God I didn't actually. Thank God this happened, because this shit would have been bad if it would have happened. But I couldn't find my keys. I got in the car. I unlocked my car, but I couldn't find my keys to start my car. So thank God I didn't start it. And then so we were just both in there, and this was in the middle of winter. It was fucking negative something.
oh damn.
I was in that bitch like, we
Yeah,
about to
Michigan
die.
cold.
No, but I couldn't start the car. So like, it was no heat. And so I was in that bitch, like I was just telling Josh, like, bro, we about to die out here. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. We gonna die out here. I can't find my keys. Like, so we slept in the car. Somehow my key was like right by my foot, like at the floorboard, and we came back to Michigan State, man. So yeah, that was man. That was one of them times where it was just like I'm never drinking again. But that didn't happen. Definitely still drink. But do you have any stories like that, Maurice? Any like crazy stories or something where something interesting happened?
Yeah, I got a couple. I think like there was like this one time we was in Vegas. I was with a couple friends, and uh, we was all getting super fucked up.
As you should.
It's Vegas, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was. And I remember one of the guys. He was a married dude too, and like two girls just came on to him, and he just left.
He
He
left.
like, yeah,
What you
he's like,
mean?
yeah,
Where'd he
bro, I got
go?
it. He went with them, like he went with the girls,
Oh,
and
he
yeah,
left.
he gave us the keys
And
to
this
his
girl was
car.
there. It was just yo.
No, she was at home, I guess, because yeah, we rented out a hotel. Me and another friend, we drove back to the hotel,
The one he
and his
rented.
sister was there. Yeah,
Okay, so he got himself another room.
yeah. No, I think he went home to the girl's house or something.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
Well,
Yeah,
goddamn.
he was a legend
Yeah.
out in Vegas. I don't know
Oh
what I
man,
don't know what he said.
it was crazy. The night after, I mean, the day after, like his phone dies. Everyone's calling him. No one knows where he's at. Like his mom calling him. His sister's like, I know he cheats on his wife. Just tell me where he at.
Goddamn.
And then we finally find him. His mom calling him all types of names, just like you terrible for this. Like how dare you? And then like we just happened to like sit alone in like a room. And he just like look at me like with like a stone cold face. It was like at the same time though. And that's all he said.
That's it?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It had them both at the same time.
Oh, at the same time.
Yeah.
Ooh. So
Like
Yeah.
I had a great night, and I'll do it again.
exactly.
I just never seen a man so at peace. I really didn't. Like, like the whole time, like when he was getting yelled at by his mom, he was like, "Yeah, you're right."
It don't matter. It do not matter. Anything you say does not matter at all. Damn.
It didn't.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, not anymore because Maurice done told it on the podcast. So
Well, I didn't say names, so
true.
like,
That
it
is
should
true.
be,
He know who he is.
you know.
God damn. Yeah, I never made it out to Vegas, but if shit like that going on out in Vegas,
Oh, Vegas is wild.
I might have to make that trip
Mm-hmm.
at the same damn time. Man, I got another story. And then I got to tell this story too because it's just on my mind. I don't know if you ever drank Burnett's before or if y'all even know what that is. It's just cheap ass vodka.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. And you might remember the story. I'm pretty sure you was there. We was in the dorms. We got drunk off the Burnett's and bullshit. And then we was definitely under 21, so we had to have somebody else buy it. Yeah. It was, and I remember it was either black cherry or raspberry, some shit like that. So we get drunk, go out to this frat party out there on Harrison. I don't even know if we made it in the party, but all I know is I just ended up in a bush. Like I was literally I was just slumped in a bush. Same situation as from Central. I was just there. I was just sitting in the bush, and all I remember is just somebody came and tapped me, woke me up, was like, "Yo, I'm about to get you a taxi," and I don't know what it is with me, bro. Like I just feel like
So
I'm
it was
always
a group
just
of
slumped
people
somewhere.
out, and like you just ended up in the bush.
Yeah, it was just me though. I literally, I don't know what happened. I just think
You were
was just
just
like,
trying to go
I was
back to
just,
the crib, and
I was just like, okay, here is fine. Like, let me just lay down
oh
right here. Like, so I was literally in the bush, and somebody found me. Was like, okay, I got you an Uber back. So
yeah, that's the thing that in college years that made me turn off from vodka. Like I can't drink vodka ever again since
hell
college.
no.
Like every time, like I had like I blacked out, it was vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess I might as well tell the story. I mean, you was there.
I already know what you about to
This
say.
was bad.
I already know what you about to say.
So we went over these two girls' house, and I don't think we were 21 at all. So it was one of those situations where they had, I think it was Smirnoff or something like that, and we were just drinking, blah blah blah. We go ahead and get to, we were going to this club. I think it was in Pontiac.
Yeah, I think we went to electricity.
Yeah, I don't even know if that shit's still around anymore. But we was like, yeah, we about to go hit up that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember who drove or whatever, but we got there. And only thing I remember is I'm like, all right, like dancing and shit, like just like lit as fuck. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I get to the bathroom, go in the stall, and then that's the last thing I remember. Like it was just like I just remember waking up like in a security guard like grabbing me like out of the stall and throw up everywhere.
Bro.
He's like throwing me out of the club, and what I remember is like I blacked out again in his hands. Like, and then I remember waking back up and he's like throwing me out the door, and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck?
God
And
damn.
then like I see y'all like on the other side of the parking lot. Oh, there you go. Like where you been?
Bro, we ain't know where the fuck you was at.
Like I was just fucked up. And then like I see y'all. I blacked out again. Like and then I woke back up. And I was like, all right, we in the car now. Like,
in the car now.
and I'm just like, oh my god. I'm looking at the throat. It's like it's pink. I'm like, man, this is the most gross thing. Like it was all over. Like,
So I was about to say, you ain't tell the best part how you threw up all in my fucking back seat.
oh, I guess I must have threw up again because I blacked out again in the car.
You don't remember throwing up in my back seat?
Nah, I don't remember that.
Bro, I was so mad at this nigga for this shit, man. I was like, dog, you already threw up. Why you throw up again?
Yeah, after that, I was like, yeah, that's the last time I ever drank vodka.
Yeah, that shit. That's the devil's juice right there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It does not sit well in my body anymore.
Yeah, that was an interesting night for sure. But yeah, I guess we could wrap it up there, man. There's plenty more stories that I could tell. There's so many more. Like it's some recent ones too. Like I got some recent crazy stories too. That's ridiculous. But y'all, we might have to put that shit behind the paywall though. To be honest,
Hell yeah.
low key. So let us know if y'all interested in that. But with that being said, we about to move into this next segment.
All right, so we got a guest on, and we're gonna go ahead and do the "You Wild" segment. We haven't did this like since like the beginning of the podcast. It's been a minute. So basically, it's two different point of views, sort of like "Would you rather," and yeah, so just chop it up about a couple of like deep topics that we have found online. I thought were pretty interesting. So would you rather have people admire you for your good deeds or respect you for your power?
That's one of those things. That's like a morality question almost. Like, do you want to be powerful or do you want to be benevolent? Basically, I don't know, man. I think for me, I mean, at this point in my life, I feel like like I said, I'm not a friendly person, but I'm a kind person, if that makes sense. So, I love to help, lend a helping hand anywhere I can. Now, when it comes to like legacy and like what people will remember me for, like, I feel like I would want people to remember that I did good deeds, I guess, even though that might not be the most memorable thing. But I feel like that's kind of what that's what I would do. I'm not somebody that's like power hungry where it's like, oh, I need people to fear me. I need people to, submit to my power and stuff like that. So I feel like the good deeds is kind of where I'm at. What's your thoughts on it? Power or good deeds? What do you want to be remembered for?
Yeah, I think good deeds for me. Just yeah, I don't want to be seen as like a powerful person, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, is it kind of for the same reasons I said, or do you just see through that shit? Because for me personally, I just feel like people that want power are just like, what's wrong with you? Like, why do you want that? I mean, you
Do
can
you
have
think
power
of
over
them
your.
as a dictator or something? Someone who wants power?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Or that could be considered the president as someone who wants power.
Yeah, in my standpoint, like when you ask the question, I'm thinking of extreme. So I'm thinking like dictator, like shit like that. Like that's just not my vibe. It's not my vibe. I want to do good deeds. What about you, though, right?
Want to be as close as possible to Jesus. So be known for the good deeds, baby.
Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. So we all kind of on the same page with that one. Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're known for good deeds, then like people are just gonna remember you longer.
I actually
Maybe
disagree.
I don't actually. Yeah, that's a good point.
I
Because if you
disagree.
got power, you can make them. They can have like a monument of you.
Right, and you can make motherfuckers remember you if you got power. Like you can get in the history books. Like we only really know of two people. Like Gandhi did good deeds. Mother Teresa did good deeds. Like I guess you could say
I heard
MLK.
Gandhi was foul.
Yeah, he was like low key racist against like Africans, and he was just calling them like Neanderthals basically. But that's neither here
Yeah,
nor there.
that
What
don't
I'm
sound
saying,
like good deeds to me.
it don't. But he's remembered for that. That's what I'm saying. Like he's remembered.
I don't know what Gandhi's remembered for. What did he do?
Uh, and he was like somebody that was an advocate for peace and tranquility and things
Me
like that, I
too.
guess. Right. But I'm saying like there's not a lot of people in history that remember for that. We remember all the
No,
generals
I
of the
don't know him
wars
for anything. That's why I'm like, what do you know him for?
for that.
Just advocating for peace.
Yeah. There's not a lot of people that we remember that's in history that preach that we talk about. You know what I mean? But
Maurice, what do you know Gandhi for?
Uh, Other than what the good deeds he's known for. I heard he was kind of like a dirtbag too, like sleeping with kids and shit.
oh, he was on that? Oh
It
wow.
wasn't like sexual, but as far as I know, but it was like a whole thing.
Mm. Well, that's a curveball I didn't expect today. I feel like I heard that before too though. Damn.
Yeah, I don't care about no Gandhi.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck his dead ass. All right. Anyway, let me go ahead ask this next one to you guys. That one is kind of related to what we talked about, so I'll talk about this one right here. Would you rather live in a world where there's no crime or no privacy?
I'm gonna go ahead and say no crime because it's no crime. Like I don't know what do I really need to be private for? Like in a sense, if everybody's doing it, then I don't think it would be a big deal. Like to not have privacy. Like, what do you think?
I'm still kind of processing that one. You got any thoughts on it, Maurice? No crime or no poverty, or no, excuse me, no privacy.
No crime. Like I like privacy.
That's how I feel too. Like I like privacy, but I kind of feel like crime just gonna happen like regardless. Like I feel like if it's two things that we had to really weigh, like no crime or no privacy, like crime is just the way of the world. I kind of want no privacy. I think so. I don't know. I feel like I got to think about that one a little deeper to really come up with an answer. But I'm gonna go with no privacy for right now.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, if robots just ran everything,
yeah,
it'd be like no privacy.
yeah. It'll be cameras everywhere, CCTV footage everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Like I don't really do no shit that I feel like
Right when you do crime, they'll just take you right away, like a robot. Pick your ass up.
Damn.
Like it ain't no running away.
But I feel like would it be that extreme though? Would it be, would the so if it was like
If
no
you have
privacy?
robot cops, like that's what you want them to do. Like if someone's doing a crime, you want them to get there quick as possible.
Yeah.
That's one. So you can have a bunch of robots stationed all around, and then someone does a crime, get there immediately, neutralize the person.
No, that's real. And like I said, like I don't really do shit that I feel like can be unprivate. You know what I mean? So just like, yeah, I go no privacy. All right, let's get into this next one. Would you rather give up all technology, so cell phones, computers, etc., or give up all movies, television, and books?
I would definitely give up technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though I work in it,
Right.
it's not. I actually don't like how much technology rules our life.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you like your thoughts on that. Like, so you feel like we're doomed, basically?
No, I think it's mostly the issue now is that because all of this is so new, we really don't know how to use it, so we're over relying on it. And I think as we get more used to it and accept it in our lives and understand and accept the limitations of technology, we'll come to like a more grounded stance on it.
I mean, but I feel like technology shouldn't have any limits, though. I feel like we could do anything with this shit. I guess.
I'm a little torn because it's like giving up movies and television. I'm like, that's really most of the shit that I do on my technology. So, I'm like, if I just have the device but I can't watch nothing.
Damn. Yeah, that is true. I mean, you could tweet. You can get on Twitter. You could post Instagram pictures. Like,
Nah, I'm gonna give up technology then. I'm not tweeting nothing.
Damn. For me, I gotta say, I don't even like movies. I don't read books like that. Shout out to Kanye, but don't shout out to Kanye. Um, I rarely watch TV, so like I got to give that up. I know that shit sound ignorant, like I don't really read books, but I don't know. And then I just we doing this shit on technology. I couldn't do this shit no more. I couldn't make beats. I couldn't play my guitar. I couldn't watch YouTube. See, that's a loophole though, because I watch YouTube a lot, and that's not a movie or television, so I can still watch YouTube on technology. So I got to keep it, even though I think we're going down the wrong direction with social media and how people are using it, like Maurice said. But I got to keep that shit. No lie.
Yeah, because I just feel like we're going back in the 50s. That's kind of like how I think of it. Like no cell phones and technology like that, social media. It's like going back to that time period. I mean, hey, it may not be too bad though.
Yeah, I have days where I'd be like, damn, let me just go live on a remote, farm or some shit. No technology, no service. I have days like that sometimes, but most of the time I'm like, okay, let me get back on YouTube and see what they see what people talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I have days where I just like binge watch shows. And I'm like, nah, I wouldn't want to give up that.
yeah. Well, I guess that's you wild. That's the you wild segment for this episode. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that. So interact with us, engage with us, and let us know what you guys think about the podcast. So far,
For
and the
sure.
topics that we spoke about. Let us know what you guys think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but other than that, I guess shit, we could wrap it up here. I guess, do you have anything to highlight, Rod?
My highlight for this week is I need to give some more credit to JID and his Forever Story album. In the beginning, I kind of brushed it off, and I think I was kind of joking around like, oh, like Jid, you listening to that? Like over, I think it came out around like DJ Khaled, God did or whatever. So I was listening to God did a lot more.
I don't know why you was doing that, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know why either. Because when I started like really like listening, I was like, man, he's snapping on this.
Mm-hmm.
It was a real story. It seemed like about his family roots and his connection with his family, and him mentally processing it. At least that's kind of my take on the album. And there's a lot of good features on here. They have Lil Wayne, Yasin Bey, Lil Durk, and I like Raven Lene on it. And I don't know who this other dude is, but he was on off Better Days track, Jonta.
Oh, Jonte Austin. Yeah, that's his cousin.
Yeah, that was a pretty dope track. I don't know if he was the dude like that was just on the chorus or not.
Yeah, he's the singer. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that was.
You know, Jonte Austin. He been. I think he was like a writer, like in the 2000s.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
What you write for?
I couldn't even tell you.
Oh.
I can't even tell you. But I know he was working with like Jermaine Dupri before and all that shit. But
yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight the Forever Story. So make sure you go check that shit out.
Cool. Maurice, you got anything? So basically, we just highlight anything. It could be music. It could be a business. It could be
people doing good in the world. Whoever. It could be yourself.
True.
Yeah, I can self plug a little bit. So, I've been listening to JID album too. I really love it. One of my clients that I work with is the NBA, and they just released the thing I'm working on, which was the app refresh. So if y'all have used like the new NBA app, then I personally work on it.
All the people who watch sports is definitely gonna be using that app and love basketball.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yes, sir. Doing big things. Let me highlight. I said before, like, so I be forgetting what I want to highlight, so I want to hit y'all with 3 different records here, 3 different vibes too. So let me highlight. Number 1 is an artist named Odunsi. He's Nigerian. He has like a like Afrobeats type sound. So he has a song called Better Days that I fuck with. So check that out. Number 2, let me highlight some R&B shit. Iman Omari dropped a song. I think, what is it called? Like All I Wanna Do. Let me see if that's the actual title. Or All They Wanna Do. Iman Omari, he's super dope. I think I first heard about him on Mac Miller's project in like 2012. He had some production on there. That song with Kendrick Lamar. So shout out to Iman.
Peace.
Yeah, I know. So check out Iman Omari, All They Wanna Do. And then last, let me give y'all some rap shit, some Detroit rap shit specifically. Let me give y'all Baby Smoove, who just dropped his new project. I'm Still Serious too. I'm really fucking with the track called Tim and Ginobili. So yeah, give y'all 3 little different vibes to check out. So yeah, other than that, shit, I guess we can wrap it up here then. Yeah.
This is the Friends Podcast. Peace and love.
Peace out.